You got some balls, stick jockey. I'll give you that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they backed it down.
Maverick.
Pushed it on its limit. Wow.
Maverick.
Even though it's fictitious. What I noticed on the streaming version on Amazon, this scene here had a heck of a lot of colour banding noise. Whereas oddly, I see colour banding noise going on in the main menu on the movie. I see colour banding noise. It's puzzling. But, you know, I recall this scene. I don't see any colour banding noise that I can see. Hang on, wait a second. Because when everything dims down on the image, usually sometimes that's a telltale sign. You'll see something artificially slipping in. So if anyone else is watching this movie, sort of thing. No, I can't see any. Even though I would say it does seem likely there is possibly some hint of it somewhere going on within. But it's like my eye is focusing down this part of the image, down this part, and when it's just fading down the colours, fading the light down, you know, the image dissolve or fade to black. My eye's looking for it. I'm just looking around this region now. I just and over this side here. I just got an odd unnaturalness. And how it totally fades down to black. There's something a little bit suspicious about the movie, the transfer and everything else, and what cameras were used. Was this all entirely digital? 35, bit of 35, bit of 65mm combination? Bloody hell, what a mess. I mean, that's just, why can't I just frankly, I just don't like colour banding noise artifact. You just don't see that noise colour effect on Laserdisc or VHS tape, Betamax, period. It's since some of the streaming services are, you know, streaming more movies. I've noticed it a heck of a lot. I noticed it a little bit on oh gosh, what is it? I think it's another movie on Blu-ray. Gosh, what movie is it? I'm thinking it may be that movie with the submarine, Killer Hunter, with Gerard Butler. Yeah, I think there's some of it going on during the opening titles or something. It's hard to keep track of all these bloody movies these days. But I have to say, it bugs anyone else when they see colour banding noise, because it's photographically unbloody natural, and it is, since getting all this digital rubbish, 4K rubbish, and oh dear. Anyway, I'll go to the main menu and show some of it. Let's go to the home menu. Okay. Let's go a bit closer. Oh dear. Oh boy. You can't pause the menu. But yeah, in this bit there I saw some colour banding noise. Hang on, there'll be some more of it coming up in a sec. There, all this that scenery there in the menu. It looks a bit pixely. It looks a little bit pixely. So, you know, when you start seeing stuff like that, and I can see a little bit pixelation over there, there's noise and artifacts in this main menu, and when you start seeing that, it's like you start questioning the integrity and the status of the technicality of the picture quality, because even though there is another scene in the movie where they're using the artificial grain effect, flashback scene, right? This is probably, I don't know, a slow motion outtake, or probably doing it from, I don't know, sourced maybe possibly from the 4K transfer that they released also a few years ago, I think. But this effect here, there is no way, there is no bloody way that is actual grain. That is some sort of digital noise effect. It's not like it's a digital grain noise effect. It is fucking annoying. Like, some people can spot colour banding. I can spot this annoying bloody, what's it? Because when it cuts right back to the bloody movie, it's like they're going from a vintage, cutting back to a vintage flashback scene. But really, you'd thought, I don't know. Because I got the DVD, put that on. Oh, okay, someone's going to then say, oh yeah, digital noise reduction. Of course there's digital bloody noise reduction. If I put digital noise reduction on that, it's not going to clear it up that much. This is only running the HDR, because sometimes I notice, even with the Dolby Vision switched on, it makes this, whatever, a bloody noise effect bloody worse. It's on, you see it on Star Trek collection, on the Blu-rays. I think it was or was it the 4K ones? Yeah, like Star Trek. Or was it Star Trek 2, 3, 4? I can't remember. Oh gosh, I can't remember which one. I think it's the Blu-rays. I think it's the Blu-ray ones where they added, that's it, the Blu-ray ones or such, where they added this fake effect, fake bloody grain. And when it got to Star Trek 6, I was thinking, oh bloody hell, it's going to be the same rubbish again. But actually, it's a little bit more the opposite. It looks like legitimate grain. It's like someone's been reading or listening to videos and listening to the people, because the people, the customer, that is the public, they are always right. And when certain people in the film studios start going out their way and creating bullshit, and probably someone's not supervised that and checked it out, and so like, and then called that person in the office and then had a bloody ranting, yelling, shouting at them, like, what the bloody hell have you done to this? You're fired. But you know, I can see it on there, I can see it on there, I can see it right over in this part of the bloody image. Can I zoom in on that? Can the camera, is the camera clever to focus in on that? Because my eye can see it. I'm just wondering about the smartphone, because I could use my DSLR camera and use the telephoto lens. We'll skip over contrast there, because the camera can't work out, because digital cameras are stupid. But yeah, I can see it all down up here, around here, all over here, all around the whole bloody image. Let me go and grab the so I think I got this on HDVD. Not too sure if I have. I may have it on HDVD. That's a bit plays. I'm pretty sure I got it on Blu-ray. But everyone said that Blu-ray version was bleh, because it had edge enhancement or digital noise reduction all over it. Let's understand I'm having anxiety attack. My blood pressure's going low at the moment. I could barely stand. Yeah, starts in my tummy. Anyway, I think these are the only two sources. Of course, the laser disc as well, but I'll use that and that. Loaded the DVD. I'll just go to that scene. I think I'll expand the image a little bit. Right, this is the flashback they were showing, more or less. And seriously, I don't see any of this, you know, and the image is the same size, you know. You know, go figure. Go figure. You know, it might be enlarged a little bit because it's non-16:9 and I have to, you know, anyone would expand the image, right? But seriously, I don't see any of that noisy artificial grain effect. Even though this looks like it's had DNR, someone ludicrously putting DNR on a bloody film. Really, I mean, I don't really give a fuck about films anymore. Seriously, I don't. You know, these, as far as I'm concerned, these are things that are immaterial. You know, it's just like they're adding post-grain effect to these bloody 4Ks now. Or, you know, because people bitch and moan, like, where's the grain? You know, it's like the studios are suppressing it most times, right? And when they get, thinking, oh gosh, this might boost the UHD market sales, if you know what I mean, right? Go figure. But no, I don't see any of it other than seeing common pixelation noise up in this part of the colouring spectrum. I could see a bit of pixelation noise. So I'm going to stick the Blu-ray on now. So I'll just try and play that back and just kind of memorise it visually. Look at the background. Any lighting in the background? Okay. Maybe take a little bit of note of the aspect ratio down the side here. Of course, I've got the video here, so I'll stop it. Now, resume it. Click on there, and I'll make the bloody picture look so crap, you know. So, got to click on your camera all the time to bloody adjust the bloody ISO level, the white balance level. See, every time I zoom in a little bit, it's going over contrast. So I've got to bloody readjust it. But down here in this level, it's a little bit too dark on the camera because I can see it. If I do that, boom, it goes crap all around here. And this is typical even with digital devices today. And, you know, how can you trust these engineers? Seriously. But, okay, I can see the aspect ratio. Then, of course, this is Super 35. So there's more picture, image, top and bottom. And it's only masking the image. So it's basically Super 35 is a bullshit format, bit like Limax. And the Limaxing in Top Gun 2 is so bloody damn annoying. They might as well have just not bothered doing any of the photography in scope at all, because it seems like I'm looking at the running time and it seems like the majority of the, you know, it seems like they're sticking Limax in your bloody face. They try to stick Limax in your face with the bloody Limax. This doesn't have the Limax sticker on it. I don't care to get a Limax sticker. I'd rather stick a THX sticker on it. You know what I mean? Ugh. Okay, so I've got to readjust the... Go back down to original. These overhyped bloody graphics, you know, they're so bloody overhyped. It really does. This sort of shit at the beginning, the clarity and sharp, that really fangs me to the teeth. Oh god. And this has also got the botched sound mix, because this comes from, or what they had, the DTSES crap rubbish. I can point it out in the bloody movie, as well as the dialogue panning, where I need more butt and all this, or I want more butt. The guy's dialogue doesn't pan from stage right, and then goes to centre, and then over to the exits out on the left. They dumped it, I think, all in the centre as far as I remember. Let's just try and find the scene, if it's in menu. Oh no, they got less chapters on this Blu-ray than they do on the DVD. I think maybe try chapter 11 and then visual forward. No, I think actually you got to go back. Yeah, because this is where the crash happens, the accident. That's it. Got to back up a bit. Where is it? Back up a little bit more. Yeah, that other bit there, that scene there. That scene there, that was another flashback in the movie. That was a flashback, but I don't see grain or noise or such. In fact, this looks a bit DNR'd because the goose, he looks a bit plastic, if you know what I mean. Yeah, the aspect ratios, they've kind of, you know, because it's a little bit less, you know, they kind of try to make it look more like the theatrical as it would have been in scope. Or was it? Because you need a 35mm source to check. I don't think the 35 cinema release would have been having black bars top and bottom. Sometimes they do that on the print, but they usually do that on trailers sometimes. But it would have been an anamorphic kind of, so it would have thin rack lines. But it seems like what they're doing here is they are what might be going on here, because I can see down this side here, it's where it seemed to be cropping off a little bit on the DVD, which would be on the Laserdisc. It was cropping off a little bit down this side, and I think maybe suspiciously a little bit portioned down on this side. So all they're doing is you'll see more image on the other version because it's Super 35. It's a bullshit format. The background there, hang on, just get the adjustment, if I can get the light adjustment on the camera. Bloody tricky. Maybe zoom in a little bit and then click on the image a little bit. But this background here on this transfer looks a little bit kind of bluish, whereas it was a different tone of colour on the other one. And it looks a little bit shadowy. It's a bit difficult to get. You have to look at the actual source itself. But this looks a bit crap in the background. It really does. It looks like they're raising values because they got. It's like me clicking on the phone and it can change or adjust it. You know, if I use my DSLR camera, I can adjust it a heck of a lot better. But yeah. Just click on this image bit again if I can. No, because the camera's stupid, it can't work it out. Anyway, anyone will know I'm speaking the truth and I'm spreading the word. But this looks like plastic. I can't see any you know, any real grain that might be there. It's just. Anyway, I'll go to another scene because this is bugging me. So even a scene like this, the camera can't differentiate between the colours and it's going kind of green, right? Because there's kind of tones of blue and kind of whitish. They're very faint. If I try and click on the camera, boom, click on the preset, it gets the colour back down. At least I think it will on the upload. But still down here, it's tonally the camera can't make it out, because if you go in closer with the camera, move in closer and then adjust by, you know, you push your finger on the screen to adjust the, you know, if I click on the black level, it'll go all crap. There you go. So I click on the black level down here on the camera, that's looking at the image, and it goes all crap up here. Typical crap that you often see on other bloody transfers. I can point a few of them out, like Terminator 2, The Abyss, Batman Begins. I can point a bloody bundle out, where it's because video cameras are not intelligent. It takes a special type of breed of video engineer. Most of these good breed of engineers, I've seen decent transfers on some other movies, and I think there's no way I'm going to change this to an upgrade. I'll keep it on DVD because that looks photochemically, that's a good transfer. And when you get rare things like that, you don't want to ditch the disc and then buy a Blu-ray or a UHD. You give it, because if you go and try and buy that print version again, it may be repackaged, but it may not be the same disc again. They also did this bullshit on the Poltergeist as well. They botched up all the colours on the DVD Blu-ray special editions that came out years ago, and I totally noticed it, and it really bugged me, and I thought, fucking hell, I'm going to get the fucking DVD and see what that looks, because I looked at the DVD Beaver, and I was looking at the screen captures, and the whites were whiter as I remember seeing it at the bloody cinema, a late night show years ago, back in 1986 or 87, I think it was. Could have been 1990, I think. Might have been 1990, because the local cinema downtown did late night shows every night, every week, and I remember the colours looking proper, and I think the type of engineer that's been hired to do that should be fired, because you're going to make the sales for Blu-ray or for DVD just, you're bullshitting. I can't stand it. And this fake sex with Tom Cruise, that's something I can't even tolerate. But this looks like it's got total noise in this bloody Blu-ray. So let's just play it on fast speed. I'll tell you what, I'll just bloody mute it. Oh, fucking hell, my anxiety attack just went really, I almost blacked out. I did. These attacks that I get, they get so frequent now. But this DVD, this Blu-ray, yeah, it looks bloody atrocious. It looks absolutely, this is one for the cat litter box, seriously. This is for the cat litter. There are some screen captures I've seen that I posted, I think, with Top Gun, where someone had it projected and they were taking pictures of it because they know the popularity of the movie and so forth. And I think it was a 35mm A-type print that was up for sale a couple of months back or so this year. It's probably sold now. But I could see the legitimate grain. And the image, of course, it was projected in a small room. It wasn't a large cinema type. It was a kind of small home cinema with 35mm, and you could clearly see it when it was on the screen, maybe a little bit larger than mine. You can clearly see it in the screen captures. I thought I'd posted that because because then you can look at this and then think, God almighty, this Blu-ray looks appalling. And then you're going to look at the 4K and then you're going to think, what the bloody hell is this strange noise effect? What the heck is this? Huh? And you look at that and you look at the other one and you think, yeah, what's going on here? Are the technicians totally bloody blind at Paramount or Technicolor, or if it's Technicolor, bloody shame on them, really. Technicolor was pretty good in its day, but what they're doing now is absolutely poor. Poor quality. Because if a film is released with a decent transfer, there will be no need to release that movie again for at least 20 years, 30 years, well, until the format totally phased out. There'll be no more need to release it again, because now everyone's got a decent transfer that's got scratch marks and all that, and that's great, because then you say it's like reliving it and seeing it at the cinema. Okay, how it looked out of the lab when it was done, from the negative and all that, and it's going to have little bits of imperfections in it. Why remove it? Why suppress? Keep it there, because when people get it in their mind that digital is pure and all that, digital isn't. It's made of pixels. If you want to look at pureness, it's here. It's real life. It's reality. It's light and shadow. I've said it time and time and time and time again. That is what makes an image up. Light and shadow. Two substances. If you don't get much light on your subject, it looks very dark and you can't make it out. It's like when doing astrophotography. You've got to have the ISO on the camera opened up at a certain aperture, certain ISO, and the frame rate, that is the shutter speed. That is, the shutter speed's got to be set like 30 seconds or so, and you get a nice bloody hell. When I look at the picture, and it's like I look at it with the naked eye, because the camera's hypened the clarity, and it's like, wow, I can see this star over there, blah, 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 blah. I need the telescope to look at that, and then you're only looking at a small portion of the sky with a telescope at a time. You know, they made a telescope with an extremely big wide lens, and so I can see a little bit more. That'd be great. But you know, I can look at for a little eyepiece. You know, and I've looked at Orion and how Orion appears to my eye in nature was textures of kind of it was very vague, almost like pepper being sprinkled, and you see all the the particles sprinkling down when you pour it out. It kind of looked like a dusty. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But you know, these transfers they're doing, they're just absolutely appalling. Let me play that scene where it is. Where's that scene? Just turn the fader up a bit. So I've muted the center channel. You should have the guy dialogue over there. Blah blah blah, and then I think he exits. Okay, you got the dialogue output, the dialogue pan there, right? But the dialogue pan that starts over on stage right, it's not there. They dumped it into the center channel. It's a combination of right and right half signal. So if I was using my 5 screen, the dialogue would come more or less from the right center channel over here. But yeah, he exits with the dialogue. I want more butt. For 400 times. I want somebody's butt. I want it now. I've had it. So where he says I want some more butt and I've had it, it should be over. It should be over there in a free screen, left, center, and right. But I can hear that pan out. I can hear that pan out there. But and I think the lighting on that window back there is a little bit overdone, as well as I can see in there, down this part here. It looks a little bit overdone on the transfer because they're not balancing the levels right, and the gamma levels and all the other bullshit, and all this bullshit about video calibrators that come round your home to calibrate you, because someone like a snobby video calibrator, because mostly they are all snob. Oh, I said it now. Because they think they can make money and profit from this sort of bloody thing by coming around your home and say, oh yeah, it's your TV, it's miscalibrated. Yeah, right, sure it is. You can't pull that one with me, I'm sorry. Sorry, you can't pull that. I can go out and buy the bloody equipment if I want to and calibrate it myself. It still will not make that bloody image where it's got too much there better. Unless you've got specific parameters where it could probably go into and maybe lower that level, because it's all made up of light frequency and colours are all light frequency and such, and spectrum colour frequencies. But I can tell that looks a little bit overdone, so I'm just going to stick the DVD back in because I'd rather play the DVD. And if I want to mask it a little bit more and make it look like this, that's not a problem, because all I have to do is just put some black tape over the bloody... or I'll just get some fucking paint and paint the fucking OLED. Because as far as I'm concerned, I could take my slipper off and fucking throw it at the OLED. Because I'm looking at crap like this. Because people are pushing crap like this with crap fucking OLED TV. This is good, this is better, blah, 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 blah. What a load of bullshit. Can't pull that bullshit over my eyes. Sorry. Bit of a long video this. Didn't want it this bloody long. Thing with the fucking menu on this movie, you got to go into the menu things, setup, and select Dolby Digital 6 channel, and of course the aspect ratio. Because you can't use the what's it here on the remote. I can bring that up, but use the button to scroll up and down on it, ain't gonna happen. It's totally locked out. Fuck you, Paramount.
Proceeded below the hard deck. We weren't below 10,000 for more than a few seconds. I had the shot. There was no danger, so I took it.
I want somebody's butt. I want it now. I've had it. Damn it! That's twice. I want some butts.
It's a little bit too centre channel loudness on this. That's not a problem because I could just lower the level, but I can vaguely hear the pan over there and then it goes over that way. But the centre, it's got a bit of a centre boost on it on this mix. As for the white level, oh, my cat feeder's feeding my cats. Oh, Magic could be pleased. It's a little bit different, but it's a little bit over contrast over here in this window. It's a little bit too over contrasted. But the other texture brightness levels on the this video transfer of the film,
Well, that'll just about cover the flat.
yeah, so I'll just notch the centre down a bit. So, which transfer to use at Top Gun? Oh, I'd have to go with this one.
You had a hell of a first day.
Because it's still got the original dialogue pan.
The hard deck for this hop was 10,000 feet. You knew you broke it.
So,
Followed Commander Heatherly below after he lost sight of you and called no
and it's still got a lot of bass on it, so I've got my bloody DSU switched on this bloody thing, so I've got to switch that bloody thing because it's taking sound on the DSU, right? If I go back to that, what's it? Oh, I heard a coughing there in the overhead, because that's a coughing sound on one of the left or right screen channel. You know, Dolby DSU is a load of bloody garbage trash, because it only duplicates the sound on height 1, 2, and 3, and you only get a stereo effects moving side to side. Yeah, you don't get a sound panning going down. Boop, 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 boop. You don't get any trickery like that. I could do a kind of DIY better version of that. Okay, so let me just play the bit where he's ranting and such. Yeah, I heard it. I want some butt and heard it. I want some butt. But it's very, very faint, right? Because what I think they're using is like a ProLogic 2 chip. And they're taking part of the ProLogic 2 chip and they're using the possibly the side surround output. I've only got an Onkyo up there that's got PL2 on it. I could put some sound through that and output it on the side surround with a, say, like a 424 matrix signal, and have a listen to the characteristics of the crosstalk. You know, it'd be a bit of a big deal to sort of do that, because I would have to put another lead connecting, because it's got to go on the input, on the analog input, and providing the you know, it switches and enables, which it should, I can go in and then have an earwig that is, listening to see if I'm hearing a similar kind of type of signature crosstalk. Or if I don't hear that, or it's different, I would then move it onto I'd have to rewire the outputs and such, because I'm only using 6 channels on that. I'm not using 8, because I only use that for my Dolby CP200. So I'd have to then feed the rear back surround and then have an earwig on that to see if it sounds like, because it's one or the other. Because if you use, say, like the typical left and right, you know, when you decode a movie, you have your left, center, right, and if you have a 424 matrix going into it, you get common crosstalk occasionally with certain sounds. It's basically a sort of listening for a sort of signature of crosstalk. So it's yeah, most people don't have the time to listen for that. They think they brought a product, they believe in it, they think it's better than anything else they've had ever, period, and they made their bloody minds up. But they also sold their other AVR, so now they're stuck with one thing, and they can't go back up on and check out, oh right, you know what, you're absolutely right, thank you very much. I've been ranting this, but Dolby Labs will jealously go to any length to defend their format, because they want to sell it. This, like PL2X's history. It's like some AVRs I was looking at, the new Denon, and what it would offer to the table. It would bring, would it bring PL2 Pro? Would it bring traditional ProLogic or ProLogic 2X, etc. Blah blah blah. I think it was no, actually. DDSX, DDS-ES or something, any of those sort of formats, because most of those formats have been swept under the rug, you know, because they're trying to sell new bullshit, because there's some sound bullshit remixing sound mixing Hollywood conspiracy movie studio. There's some sort of bullshit conspiracy going on here, and it smells it rotten. The fucking high fucking overhead height. Anyway, enough of the fucking rant. 40 fucking minutes, I'm out.